My name is Dee Anderson, and I'm an actor, singer, producer, you name it, I've done it.
Yeah, it's for you and me. Yeah, it's for you and me.
My parents, Jerry and Sylvia Anderson, really smashed it in the 60s. There's my mum there and my dad there. They produced Thunderbirds and a host of other iconic TV programs. My mum with Tony Curtis, the legend. And I had to go into showbiz, of course.
Thank you.
You'd know me from London's Burning, The Bill, Plays for Today. My age, it fluctuates because sometimes I'm sort of mid-60s, sometimes I'm late 60s, but I'm really kind of just about on the cusp of 70-something. I keep myself looking good because I actually do a really good skin regime in the evening. I also take a lot of vitamins. I walk my dog. I'm not crazy about diets, but I do watch my diet, but not, you know, I still eat a lot of naughty things like chocolate, and I still enjoy the odd glass of wine or three. I think I feel that I've inherited a good DNA from my parents. They've sort of passed down the good genes to me. But of course, we are very self-critical, aren't we, when we're appearing on camera. When I look in the mirror, I feel that, and I've always felt this, that I have a little jowly bit here. It's here and here. And actually, I've got a scar, thyroid scar there. So my neck is a little bit indented. And it's this bit under here, which is not great. It knocks my confidence a bit. It's that. There, obviously, as you get a little bit older, you start sagging a bit. I know that it could be improved. I'm quite happy with the rest of my face, actually. And I know the eyes are okay, and the cheekbones, etc. I want to be the best version of myself. This was me with my little baby daughter, who is now 37. I thought I was 37. You know, I've never ever done anything drastic apart from the odd Botox, a little bit of filler in my lips, etc. That's me when I was about 25, looking very glam. I haven't really thought about it until this opportunity came up. These pictures were proofs taken by Lord Lichfield. I was introduced to this guy, Dr. Siva Kumar, who I absolutely love and adore, and I think he's amazing, and I trust him. So what you see there is what I don't like. So I'm having a lower facelift. He said it's not as invasive as some, which is good because the downtime is less. I think it will actually make me feel good about myself. It's important for women because I think we still get judged for our looks. It's an ageist society, especially when you're working. So I think it doesn't matter if people know how old you are, but if you look good, they're going to forget how old you are. Walking into a meeting, it's good to feel that I'm looking sharp and good and on it. So yeah, I think it's important. I'm more excited than nervous because I feel that it's going to be a life-changing event for me. It's D-Day today. I'm here. A couple of days ago I thought, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I don't particularly like hospitals. And I thought, is it going to be painful and all those sort of worst case scenarios? I think you take signs, don't you? You take signs from what people say to you, and it's like, some people guilt trip you, don't they, and say, oh, well, I don't think you should do that, and you don't need to do that. But it's how you feel about yourself. A lot of people have actually said it's a really great idea. And yesterday, my car was surrounded with white feathers. And I thought, the angels are with me. I trust Dr. Siva. Siva Kumar is probably the only person I would put my life in his hands.
The surgery is going to take about 3.5 hours to do. Dee will be under general anaesthetic, so she'll be asleep, she won't know anything about it at all. And the idea is to try and remove all of the excess skin from the lateral part of her face and around her neck. What we're going to do is we're going to try and tighten up all of this skin that's under your chin, remove the skin from around here and get this looking a lot more tighter and chiseled. I've been talking to Dee about this procedure for a few months now. In addition to that, a lot of the skin will be a bit more taut, just to give you a more refreshed look.
Thank you.
On the bottom part of your face as well.
Thank you so much.
We had our initial consultation where I really tried to find out what her expectations were and what she wanted to achieve, and importantly whether that could be delivered, and if there's a surgical procedure that I could do that could actually deliver that. Then she's had some time to think about it. She's come back and then we've discussed that procedure in a lot more detail, including, importantly, the risks, complications, what may go wrong, because that's really important as well.
I know that Shiva's got other ops today, which is quite reassuring, really, because it's like routine for him, isn't it? Not for me, though, because this is the first and last facelift I'll ever have.
We've got a very experienced anaesthetist and a really good theatre team that I work with all the time. And like I say, this is a type of surgery that I do very commonly.
I'm really lucky to be in great hands.
I think really importantly, she'll be very well looked after on the wards afterwards as well. So when she goes into the anaesthetic room, she'll be there with the anaesthetist and his assistant, and he'll talk to you about how he wishes to send you to sleep and get you to count from 10 backwards, and I think by the time you get to 7 or 6, you'll probably be very, very asleep. And then actually the next time is when she wakes up and she's got a new face.
It's the day after. The morning after, and I feel okay. I was just preparing myself for really bad pain. I've had no pain. Dr. Siva has really worked his magic. A bit tight, but it's okay. Well, day 2, and I feel a lot better. Apparently the peak of the swelling is today and tomorrow, but I'm feeling absolutely fine. I'm just amazed at how little scarring there is. No bruising at all, which is unbelievable for me because I bruise quite easily. Being in here is amazing. It's like I need to take more time out like this going forward. It's really taught me that I need that. I need the downtime. I'm home. I'm now going to settle down, watch some telly, have something nice to eat, and I'm back in my own bed. How easy is that? Well, I had a great night's sleep at home and woke up, just had some toast and honey and coffee, my favourite coffee. I'm really looking forward to reading today, catching up on some books, maybe some audio books, and I've got my laptop in here so I can watch any telly at all. It's getting a little bit better every day, isn't it? I feel good, I feel better every day, and I'll soon be coming out to play. Swelling's going down, looking a lot better. I'm keeping this on because, though sometimes it gets tight, it's better to keep it on as much as possible because it reduces the swelling. I was terrified going into surgery. I'm not going to lie. It's taken me nearly a week to admit to that, but it was absolutely nothing. I was in fantastic hands, and it's really important that you choose the right surgeon and the right environment for you to do this, to be safe. The results are phenomenal. It's miraculous, really. I've still got the compression gear on, but I actually put some makeup on this morning. I thought eyes and lips is not going to affect anything. Because the little scars are, I can't even call them scars because they're so minuscule, are in front and behind the ears. I've actually been out for a drive, did a bit of shopping, and feeling 100% better. The face is just getting better every day. I do feel that I've changed something fundamental in my whole life, which sounds a bit dramatic, but it's true. And I think it was a very big decision, so very big outcome. I've washed my hair and put a bit of lippy on, a little bit of eye makeup as well. I mean, you can see it's all going around here. Thank you, Dr. Siva. Thank you. Today is the first time that I've seen Dr. Siva since he did this procedure, so I'm very excited. Hello.
How are you?
Oh,
Really good to see you.
And great to see you.
Dee has undergone a lower facelift, and that basically involves the removal of any extra skin that's on the lower part of the face as well as the neck.
Dr. Shiva's going to check me out, make sure everything's okay. And look at this.
It looks amazing already. And tightening up the muscles both around the neck and the face.
You're a genius. It was the best thing I ever did, actually. All this has gone.
The recovery has gone incredibly well.
I've had hardly any downtime, no bruising.
She's just a little over 9 days from her surgery.
The scars are minimal. I mean, it's incredible.
And she's back to doing most of the things that she needs to be doing.
No pain at all.
The swelling has pretty much disappeared. She's had no bruising and she's recovering really well. So Dee, tell me, how's it all been? How's the recovery?
I can't believe that 10 days ago I was, out and unconscious, and you've worked your magic. Dr. Shiva, I have to recommend him highly. I just felt I was in good hands.
Any pain?
No,
Much swelling?
no.
Okay. I can't see any obvious bruising. Did you have much at all?
I had none. I had no bruising at all. It was just a miracle. It was a really big decision to make, but the right one.
So Dee, what we're going to do now is just remove the dressings.
The bandages, it feels like they're part of the skin.
So it's been just a little over a week now. And as you know, they're all dissolvable sutures that are in place. And just a really simple dressing over the top.
Everyone's going, oh my God, I can't believe it. A couple of people I haven't told, and they go, you're looking really young. You're looking really good. Is this normal, Shiva, for you? Or does it take a long time sometimes?
No, I think, the face is a very well vascularized area.
When I met Dr. Shiva, he said, I don't believe in these transformational facelifts like Hollywood facelifts where you look completely different. He said, I just like tweaks that are realistic for my age. I've still got a few little lines around my eyes, and that's my experience of life.
You've clearly looked after it as well.
Yeah.
Over the past 7-8 days.
This was always a sort of an area that I was like trying to hide.
I think you can actually find that things actually heal really well.
But now I'm free. It feels like freedom.
Are you back to doing normal things already?
Yes. I'm driving.
Yep, good.
I hope that's okay.
Absolutely.
So I've been shopping. Not for very long. I'm just taking it easy, listening to my body, but I feel great. All my guilt about I shouldn't do this. It looks fabulous.
It does, it looks great.
That went because I thought, well, I've got to look after myself.
I'm really pleased.
Very happy.
So, that is looking absolutely superb. The only tiny bit of glue that I don't want to disrupt is just along the top areas there. Sure. But as I say, I think over the next few days, as you start washing your hair, which you're allowed to do, you can start washing your face, and as you start putting some of the products on that I'll be sending your way, yes. You'll find that that'll just start to just peel off on its own. Lovely. And if it doesn't, you just come back and see me, and I can just help that. Great, help that do that.
Just leave it until
but the scar is already starting to look really well. It's in the crease just in front of your ears.
Yeah.
And as you start to weigh your hair down, that scar that goes into your temple will also be really well hidden. Okay. And the bit behind your ear, you won't be able to see at all. Okay?
You're my new superhero.
Good. It looks wonderful. It looks great.
I'm off to see Ian McIntosh, who's this great creative hairdresser.
We're at Containerville and we're at Troy Hair. Today we're seeing Dee Anderson and we're trying to get this Lady Penelope look.
That sort of 60s vibe.
It's a way of doing something that's modern,
A hint at Lady Penelope.
but with that inspiration.
I cannot wait.
Oh, when you look at Dee, she looks more like Lady P than her mum did, although Lady P was based on her mum.
Here is my mother's creation, which is Lady Penelope. I've always had very fine hair. So the plan is do the gold fever extensions.
To add the volume and the length.
Fine hair has been quite difficult to manage because I have to keep putting product in it. It goes very flat. So these extensions are really going to help that sort of lift.
I've been doing hair extensions since the 80s when you plaited in acrylic hair and used a lighter to melt them. These are so good. You cut them up into tiny little fine pieces, and the hair is Indian temple hair.
And then cut it
A little bit shorter in length.
thicken it up,
And making the hair quite a bit blonder, a bit shaggy, it'll be softer around the face.
and hopefully shape my face. It's been a big overhaul for me, personally. At my age, I feel I'm going to reinvent myself again. I trust Ian. And this is the last part of my transformation. So when people see me, they're going to go, "You're looking rather good. What have you done? What is it about you that looks so different? Have you been on holiday?" I'm kind of breaking the rules here because, well, we used to think of people of my age sitting in a rocking chair doing their knitting, didn't we? But not me, oh no. I'll be clubbing soon. Ian, I love my hair, you're brilliant, Ian, thank you.
Less than 2 months ago, Dee had a lower jaw lift by Dr. Siva.
And she's now here to show us the results. Darling Dee,
Oh.
8 weeks.
Yeah, not even 8 weeks. It's incredible.
Isn't it incredible?
I can't believe you're healing so well. Let's have a look at the scar.
Well, there isn't one. You can hardly see it.
No, it's tiny. And there's nothing.
Yeah.
Shiva, what happens to the excess skin?
So the excess skin is trimmed away,
Yeah.
but the real key to getting a natural look is to try and place the scars in a natural crease, and then it hides a lot better.
Yes.
In Dee's instance here, we started the scar just in the temple area, just within the hairline. It runs in front of the ear, which has got a lovely natural crease. Then it just tucks behind the earlobe, and then it stops just to the back of the ear. And we didn't have to take it across, and so there's no obvious scar on the back of the ear or onto the scalp either. So
Yeah.
by hiding it in a natural crease, the scars generally tend to do better. So it's sutured up in layers, and it's not in tension. And I think that's the key to modern facelift techniques, is not to put the skin under any tension.
And as we know, scars shrink over months. It's amazing in a year's time that there's hardly anything left.
Yeah.
But is there, a follow-up treatment, creams or something that it's important to look after it with?
Yeah, so Dee had a compression garment which you wore, well, I
God,
like
she looked attractive.
for the first week to 2 weeks.
Yes.
And that's when you've got the most amount of bruising and swelling. So once that starts to reduce, actually, you probably don't need much of a compression garment after that. And then the scars are covered for the first week, but when the sutures are then removed, it's to, I like to put a silicone cream on there, which just helps that scar to settle down much quicker. It goes from a red to a more paler colour. And then just generally good moisturiser. Need a moisturiser with a good amount of antioxidants, vitamin C, and that normally helps the skin heal better as well.
So in your head, could you see what she'd look like now before you'd operated?
Actually, I was trying to figure out what Dee wanted to look like
Herself.
and then just to see if I could deliver that.
Yeah.
I think actually meeting expectations is probably the main goal of what I do. But actually Dee was a pleasure to deal with because she had very, very realistic expectations of what she wanted. And she was also very clear she's got a very busy year ahead of her. And we had a relatively narrow time frame in which we needed to get everything done. So that actually helped decide the type of facelift that we were going to do, when we needed to get it done by. We talked a lot about the recovery as well afterwards.
Tell us about the recovery, because you were gobsmacked, weren't you?
Gobsmacked is not the word. And in fact, you know, because I went through this whole thing about, which I'm sure a lot of people do, am I really going to do this? Should I do this? You know, it's a big operation, and the only reason I actually went through with it because I trusted you, Siva. You're on the table, you're out, it's 4.5 hours. And afterwards, the downtime, it was magnificent. I had no pain. A lot of people said to me, oh, it's going to be terrible, the first week's really painful and, you know, you're going to hate it. Nothing.
I can really see the difference, but without it showing that you've had anything done.
Yes.
So anyone who didn't know that you've had a lower jaw lift wouldn't know.
But everyone knows now.
Yes, but because Dee's agreed to talk about it.
Yes,
But in your normal day-to-day life, and especially as the downtime, I mean, I saw you 2 weeks afterwards, and I wouldn't have known she'd had anything done. There was no bruising or anything.
Nothing.
So, you know, that's what I think is really, really good,
Yes.
is that we wouldn't know. It hasn't gone too far.
No.
Yeah.
I picked her up 2 days afterwards.
Yeah.
And she said, where are the bruises? I said, well, you're not going to get any if you haven't got them now.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you were very realistic.
Look, you weren't happy with the jowls, you said. I wouldn't mind seeing my jaw back again. And,
Yes.
and I think you'd lost the angle, hadn't you, between the
Yes.
neck and the chin.
That's
and you
it
said
there.
those are the two things that if
Yeah.
we could address, you know, please can you? And
Yes.
so I had, that was enough for me to work with in terms of trying to figure out what surgical technique we needed to use.
Yes.
And like I say, nowadays with, you know, there's lots of things that we do whilst you're asleep, the pain relief medications, the local anaesthetic, we give you a small amount of steroids. So all these things actually help in terms of the amount of bruising, swelling and pain that we manage to reduce immediately post-operatively.
Yes.
And the tissue is all treated very delicately as well. So as a result, you hopefully found that the healing was
But I've seen people that have had a non-surgical facelift, you know, the liquid facelifts, who for 2 or 3 weeks couldn't go out.
Yeah.
And you were out after three
3 days.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was
I was in
hoovering, actually. I said,
Waitrose.
what are you doing? Stop hoovering. I like hoovering. Stop it.
So I would think for anybody watching who maybe has got the same sort of issue, jowls or whatever, what would be the advice you would give them? To research their surgeon.
Absolutely.
Is the most important thing. And in researching a surgeon then, it's not just looking on the reviews, which I've, not for surgery, but for other things, because I research everything. What advice would you give them? You know, what sort of letters do they need after their name?
I
and
think
things?
it's personal recommendation. I think it's, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think it's really, with anything like this, you know, you see other people's faces, you like them, and you think, well, actually, who did that?
Yeah, but if they've had a really good job like Dee, you would never know that they've had anything done.
No, but then you have to ask her.
Yeah, but you wouldn't ask because you think they haven't had anything done.
Well, if you didn't know you,
yeah.
wouldn't know.
Exactly. You know, this is the thing, isn't it?
Exactly. And people have said to me, oh, you're looking really good. And it's like, they're looking at me like, oh, you're looking really good. So, you know, people don't know I've had a facelift.
Yeah.
You know.
An accredited surgeon who, certainly in the UK, is a member of the British Association of Plastic and Reconstructive Surgeons or British Association of Aesthetic Surgeons. And then actually to make sure that they've done this type of surgery before and how, and I think you should really ask and research and ask them, how many of these do you do a year? What complications have you had? How do you deal with them? What's my aftercare like?
I think you should have 2 or 3 consultations with different people as well.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, you'll meet a doctor and you suddenly think, gosh, I really like that person, I trust them.
Thank you for what you've achieved with Dee. It's wonderful to talk to you and that you share your knowledge with us, because it's so important for everybody watching at home. Thank you.
Thank you.